Hello, Leo. Thank you for joining us. This is Rosemary coming to you from Ansara Angels Ave. This Angelscope is for both Leo Sun and Leo Moon. These are your November 2014 Christian angel answers from your Christian angel Virtuel, who resides over fixed fire. Leo leaves October behind with the contemplated musing, I guess working with what I have in the here and now really works out well after all. Taking full benefit from the power and charisma of the beaver moon on the 6th of the month of November. Busy little beavers are building their dams up in the extreme regions with much expectancy. And their expectations are of all the ice and snow that they've got to get their dams built before it gets completely frozen over. This is a tradition with the Native Americans, and they have autumn rituals where they set beaver traps in the 11th month, marked by the Latin word revealing the authentic secret number of this month, which is 9. Like a novena, 9. But it's the 11th month. Just like 8 October is the 10th month. Why? What's that all about? Now, secrets abound and unfold with the lion, forever ciphering which is correct, 9 or 11 for November. Ever seeking, and this is it, Virtuel is giving it to you right here. This is the secret. Why do we have metric system and the, system used, the English system that's used where a foot was measured by some king's foot? Based on the number 12, based on the number 10, based on the number 12. It's the pillars of Joachim and Boaz. It's 10 and 12. It's based on, if you're ever seeking, and they put 2. 2 makes you doubt. It's a double mind. So by caramel mind, it makes you doubt. When you have 2, you doubt. Doubt causes you to what? To seek. Is it 9? Is it 11? Then you seek and you seek and you seek. And what do you end up? You end up with a Mobius strip, which just goes around and around and around. Otherwise, how is reality going to be kept going? You have to keep it going somehow. Otherwise, it would be no reality. That's how we create reality. Seeking, seek. Which is it? Is it 9 or is it 11? Because you can always find a reason for the use of the other one. You can always find, well, the reason they did this was because, there's always a reason. You can always come up with some intellectual reason, which keeps the mind busy, because the mind's worthless. The mind distracts you from what's really going on. The heart pulls you to do the most silly things. They say, the mind makes you a king, the heart makes you a fool. However, kings and fools all fall to the lowest chakra, the survival chakra. Because when you're in a situation, you'll do whatever it takes to survive. You think you wouldn't, but that's now what the world is going to experience. So have integrity. Just know that all creatures will kill to feed themselves. Just know that. From the biggest T-Rex and Godzilla to the smallest little virus, to the smallest little bacterium. Know that. To a plant, to the flesh-eating plants. Just know that. Now, secrets abound, back to Virtuel's transmission. Secrets abound and unfold, with the lion forever ciphering, which is correct, 9 or 11 for November. Ever seeking between 2 numbers and the double mind of the bicameral universe. Bicameral universal mind, much like the governments of 2-party political systems where the essence of the soul resides within the black hole of time. The brain is just like that, and when you fall into a black hole, you end up in the brain, in God's brain, which is a bicameral mind which swirls the light around, and information comes out, but it doesn't come out unchanged. But it's not change in a way that you lose who you are. It's change in a way that just makes you better and happier and more who you are. And that comes from studying Kabbalah and from listening to Kabbalah Info and Tony Kozenak, which I listen to him constantly. Okay. Ever seeking between two numbers and the double mind of bicameral universe. We'll say it again. I'm not saying this right. What he wanted me to write here was ever seeking between two numbers and the double mind of the bicameral universal mind, much like the governments of two-party political systems where the essence of the soul resides within the black hole of time. I had to restate that because it was a lot of energy, a lot of light, a lot of energy in the brain. This information, continuing with the transmission, this information we call consciousness cannot be lost no matter what Hawking says about the matter, and is ever spewed from a circulating, swarming radiant light temporarily chained within the depths of the darkness at the center of the galaxy. And by the way, Leos, you're having a hard time right now, and you know you are. You know, just understand that right now, it's, you know, you're sort of on the cross. And it's not get off the cross, Mary, we need the wood. You need to be on the cross because it's your adept initiation. What you need to do is you need to deal with it. And every moment when, when there's all this, you feel like people are being threatening and they're threatening you because right now you're being threatened, Leo. You're being threatened physically. And it's not very nice. It's not very nice at all. And you have a big heart, and that gets in your way. And then you get angry. So what you need to do is you need to take each moment and understand that all of us have this survival instinct, and we will all do whatever it takes to survive it at any moment. However, Leo, you do have some ability that I don't understand myself. I don't understand where you continually think there's a way to make everybody happy and make it right, even when people hate your guts. Remember, in the wise words of Adolf Hitler, hate was going to, I forget the exact quote, I just read it the other day on somebody's video, but basically it says that hate outlasts any form of like or dislike. And hatred is just jealousy. And hatred and love are exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Because the people you love the most, you hate the most. Whether it's, and we're all like that. But this gets right to the core of it, Leo. Yes, Leos love themselves, and self-love is what this is all about. Because when you get self-love, and who is God when you get up to the white throne judgment? You see yourself. It's your face. God is you. You're judging yourself. From behind yourself, you don't know what's going on. You're scared of yourself. Like the path of Teth, where we have the lion and the serpent's tail. You have a rattlesnake tail coming right out of a lion, scaring you. That's the cowardly lion. Who, when the cowardly lion's given courage, then he has courage. You have courage, Leo. What you need to do is stay calm and purposeful. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to overfeel it. You don't need to try to survive too much. Now, you're overprotective of everybody right now, but just chill. And proceed. Moment by moment, saying in every moment, what can I do in this moment that will allow dignity to myself first. First, me. What takes care of me, what makes me comfortable, what makes yourself comfortable in. Very comfortable. Stretch out. Stretch out. Make yourself very comfortable, especially the old women. Make yourself comfortable and think, what's best for me right now? And then, not what's best for the other person, but how can I make this situation calm? Because calm is what's best. That doesn't mean that you have no, that you're not vivacious or that you're not exciting. Right now, Leo, you don't need to be excited. You need to be calm and purposeful and mindful. Because right now, if you let people get you all wound up, they're going to hurt you. They're going to hurt you bad. Trust me. So stay calm. Don't take the bait. Okay? They're baiting you. Don't take it. All right. The center of the universe is where there was found, getting back to the Virtual, Angel Virtual, Christian Angel Virtual transmission. The center of the universe is where there is found the true God, who is the prime consciousness and the prime light. We are all shards sprung from when the world soul was first crushed into predetermined number and pieces. As we bring this world soul back together again, we become God again, not in ourselves, but rather in our relationship to each other, our communion, and our common miracles, bestowing ever bestowing from a limitless light. Let there be light. Fiat lux. Here is found the light in the sterile womb of the rocky tomb of Lilith. Here is the spark of light formed cleanly and sternly into an entire new being. Now is the time for capturing beavers in sturdy traps before the wetlands freeze over, as we said earlier. After all, Leo, we must get our winter furs supplied before the chill sets into the trunks of the mighty bleak trees, yearning to be chopped down for Christmas festivities. Prime Creator exalts the planet Mercury in November, and the lion will feel the effects of Gemini the twins and Virgo the virgin, influencing your mental capabilities over the birth of the sun from the house of Libra, bearing its seed, bringing to fruition the 13th runestone seed Iwas within the house of Scorpio. The runestone of Iwas brings the luck of the princess trapped in the castle of the king for the making of golden thread from simple straw. This luck penetrates through the portal of the green sun of Vril, remembering the Yggdrasil seed of the world tree genetic code, showing the force of the unity of life and death held in the clutches of the sharpened claws of Lilith. Now's a good time to go over. We got somebody sent us an email, and it said, why don't you use an air conditioner or a fan if those lights are so hot? We do have an air conditioner and a fan working at the moment, but I guess the lights are hot. And when we do readings, you're vivifying the pineal and pituitary glands, which are going to cause the temperature to go off in your body. That happens when you do readings. It happens to everybody. And we do have a fan. We have a fan. There are several fans. Those sure of eye in hand, lands arrow shot from bow into the very throat of the game boar, where sights are lovingly set, for we must love our prey if we are to capture it for our sacrificial Vagon feast. Even in desolate frozen wastelands, the strong and sharp can hunt and bring to final intention any game, allowing family and kin to feast the delight of the 8th runestone seed of Wunjo. where the lion's contentment is again found in great multitudes and gatherings. Love matters, come close, perhaps too close, for comfort, for you, Leo. But then the lion enjoys intimate friendships. The spirit of give and take makes a substantial appearance in November, and Leo should beware second-guessing her or himself due to the aforementioned exaltation of the planet Mercury, giving rise to logic over yearning and equality over selection. Now, I know that, okay, why do female Leos have so much trouble with love? Obviously because Leo is the most masculine sign of the zodiac. So, you know, if you have a lot of Leo in your chart and you're a female, well, you're going to have a lot of very masculine traits, but you're also going to have these, but when your maternal instincts kick in, and they do, when they kick in, no matter what, the ferocity of the lion huntress, because we know the female lions hunt and the men just sit and get brought their dinner. They just lay around and sleep all day. But the female lions go out in a pack and they hunt together and they bring home the, you know. So right now, female Leos are not really helping each other. Not really. When female lions help each other, all is well. When female, in their pride, in their families, when Leo females do not help each other because of pride, then we have a problem. So, you know, and then there are times when, you know, young male lions are going to try to kill the lion who's already in power. So all of that is going on. And male Leos, I would imagine that it's I would imagine you feel pretty good. Male Leos. I don't really know what it would be like to be a male Leo, but I imagine for the most part you feel pretty good. But you have trouble with love too. That's because you're a big heart, and you all are very good at music and art. And I have some wonderful art that a friend of mine, who's a male Leo, gave me once. And I'd love someday to be able to utilize that art in my media presentation. Would have to get permission first. So way off topic here, but this is important. It was important. It wasn't really off topic. To be honest with you, no, none of this has been off topic. Be fair. Okay. Now, now that's, okay, Leos, just take the advice we've already given here, because you're going to have a hard time if you don't take this advice. We're very good at giving advice, we must take our own advice. Fearful people in need of friendship and solutions are seeking much advice in November. This is back to the transmission. From those who can see clearly through the storm, finding a way through and out of shocking circumstance and judgmental situations. If I may interject one thing. This issue about who is Jesus Christ, one of my teachers, who I just watched videos on YouTube, Doreen Dotan, I don't know her personally, she said, and it makes sense, that the Jewish people themselves, well, maybe more to the point, Israel, probably, I would imagine, is Jesus. I would imagine. So, what is all the arguing about? Is that not obvious? Okay. Moving right along. Luck is made, to Virtuel's transmission, luck is made available by the gods, and the mighty Zeus releases Poseidon from his watery dungeon, bidding Hades to release the bulls of the house of Taurus, cleansed by the fires of 7 months past. This actually does a lot of good. It makes the other things actually work. This cost me, I think, $1 or something at Pier 1 Imports in Kailua, Hawaii. The mighty seed of the runestone Behu, back to the virtual transmission, races forward and charges the lion in an hysterical stampede of like-minded genus. Opportunity is knocking again, and there is always a way through the storm clouds brewing steadily from the fires of war and the promise of glory. November is a good time to remember that although established exchange can buy the embellishments of love, it cannot buy the thing in and of itself, for that is attained with deed and cooperation buttressed by much friendship, camaraderie, and eons of time. Say that 10 times real fast. The lion may think that it is essential to have assurance of sincerity, always and forever, leading to the assuring circumstances and substantial plans that you require so much at this time, Leo. You will find November quite exciting, Leo, since true love and continued friendship is what you now have allowed into your busy life and schedule. But just maintain it. Just the evils of today are sufficient, as the good book says. And what are these different testaments and books that keeps getting added? But nothing but more and more of permutations of God. That's all they are. They're all adding on to the first one. So that's all. Everybody's just understanding the same thing in their own little way, for their own little culture, for their own little DNA. It's all the same thing. Everybody wants the same thing. Get over it. I've been a pet psychic before. I should put that on my website, because I have done that a lot. Because I'm very tuned into plants and animals and rocks. I can speak to them. But, you know, they're all saying is that they have relationships. I'm going to interject this right here, because Leo, you care. I'm not going to say, exactly, because I don't want to, offend anybody, but I worked at a scientific organization once where there were dolphins, and they were doing scientific tests on dolphins. These people that want to help animals so much. Maybe I don't know all the circumstances, but there were these two tanks. And they had a male and a female dolphin, and they had between them a wood board. And the male was hitting his head up against the board, trying to get to the female dolphin. Looks like they were in love. And they took them out of the main population, stuck them in these two tanks, put a wood board between them, and just let this male dolphin bang his head into the board. Could you let them, you didn't want them to mate, is that it? Or you want to control their mating? Or could you have put a pad on the wood board so he wouldn't hit his head? Just saying. Animals have feelings too. They have consciousness, by the way. All right. Okay. Back to Virtual's transmission, Angel Virtual. Continue in November to make the choices, Leo, will bring you continued success, and begin shunning the temptation to travel yet another alternative path, much ballyhooed by the media and social butterflies of the internet. So in other words, don't give in to hype that you have to be on Twitter, and you have to be on Instagram, and you have to be in all these things. Because you, Leo, if you go on Twitter, it will make you go crazy, and you'll think too much, and think too fast. You'll be going too fast, because you already think fast. And then they'll say you're nuts for thinking too fast, and they'll hurt you, and they'll hurt you bad. So don't buy into it. If something's not good for you, don't do it. You already know what's not good for you. Don't do it. Don't give into it. Don't take the bait. They're appealing to your pride and your ego. Your compassion overcomes your ego to your detriment much of the time. You need a little ego right now. Take care of you. Everybody you thought didn't love you did. They didn't tell you the truth. You told the truth. They didn't. That's all. All things are born of their kind, Leo. So whatever you are choosing will bring you exactly that choice. Nothing more and nothing less. People are what they are. And although some wiggle room is found in all life when exposed to enough light, although a little wiggle room is found in all life when exposed to enough light, systems are set into place very early on in life, as you well know. So, you know, you get most of your personality by the time you're 3, but if it was 90% or 80% or something by the time you're 3, and by 8 you got 90% of it, and by the time you're 12 you got 100% of it. You know, people say this is that was in, this is now. They act like they care so much. They don't care. No, they care about their own money. That's all. Don't listen to them. All right, money matters. Proved to be more razzle-dazzle than helter-skelter in November, Leo, due to an abundance of new business. The line is just agitated by overwhelm this month. That's very important. When it comes to money and finance matters, Virtual says business as usual is always preferable. But new ideas and new ways of doing things undermine the will of those who want things the way they used to be. It's a brave new world where justice and compassion find their way back into the grand scheme of things. It's no longer a world run by the enablers. This is important. But is a new form of the old world where an eye costs an eye and a tooth costs a tooth for all beings. Kind of like when you have a space between your teeth when you're a kid, and then, you know, they say, well, we got to fix that. So they charge your, you know, the dentist charge your mom all this money in the pot to give you braces and put all these torture implements on you so that your teeth won't have that gap in them. Even though later you found out everybody who got anywhere still has that gap, right? And then when your wisdom teeth come in, they pull them out because they'll make your teeth all crooked and smash together because they took away this natural space you had. When your wisdom teeth came in, they came in to push your teeth together. You would have been perfect, had more teeth, you would have been wise. But they removed that from you so you wouldn't be wise. They removed it from you. But that seed still exists in you. And it can come through anyway. It's just to make money. You don't need any of it. None of it. It's all a scam to get your money. Trust me. Okay, back to Virgil. There is no longer a need to sacrifice the innocent. The new eon, now firmly in place, calls in the sacrifice of the guilty. For why should the innocent lambs like Jesus be sacrificed? Should not Judas Iscariot be held responsible instead for this treachery and betrayal? They say no one says life is fair. But Leo agrees to disagree. Life should be fair, and it will be if I have anything to say about it. Over the ages, human persons have tried to make some sense of things. They have attempted to overstand each other's behavioral attitudes, modifying the patterns to the end of calmness devoid of care. All other creatures in the universe, created by the Prime Exaltrix in cooperation with the Prime Exalter, are prone to the irrational behavior of love, which of course has no logic to it. Rather, this is an overrun plagued by pathological symptoms of ludicrous gropings in the vain attempt to reach a higher state of mind as well as body. Now right here, one needs to understand something. Male Leos often, we think that people in higher positions are treated better than people in lower positions. That's not really true. People in the very highest positions are treated much more horrifically than people in the very lowest positions. People in the very lowest positions are cared for and quite frankly, have a better experience. People in the higher positions are tormented horribly by the whole system for the purpose of getting the very best out of them, which has happened. You're strong enough, Leo. You're powerful enough. You care enough, especially you male Leos. You're very hurt. You're fine. They're pushing and prodding and teasing you. And they've taken something from you physically to try to dampen you down. You don't need the physical accoutrement. All you need is the knowing, is the remembering. Just remember what it was like when you had your divinity and you had the special brain structures, because you have them on the spiritual plane, and you're just making them stronger now for when you get there on the spiritual plane. You're there. Now you rule over everything. Why do you get that? Why do you get to have that special treatment? Again, you've been tormented more than anyone else. Far more than a female. You know. So it's important to know, because they tried to remove these structures from your potentiality. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You don't, remember, there's always the aura. The aura right now is very light blue and white, with a little pink stem cells regrowing the structures. Everything is fine. Okay, continuing with Virtual transmission. The amorphous bodies are unwilling and unable to reach states of abundant altars due to their inability to congeal into the alchemical wedding of spirit and matter. When those who do business are lucid. This word lucid is very important. Just the word lucid is really important. And clear intention. Complete cohesiveness. Someone asked me once, where's the money going to come from? Right here. Complete cohesiveness between you and your money, yourself and your business, your intention, and your reality, your Christ consciousness. Become one and the same. Where the lion's work is in constant similitude with the martial aspects of a ferocious mind. Okay, now, the similitude. That's from J.J. Hurtak's books. You should get those books. They're very important. The fervent, unstoppable will meets the immovable object of trade and barter. Carving out a piece of mind stuff in a cookie-cutter fashion that is just the right size and shape for your vessel of intention to bring you the most perfect and delightful answer to your dreams, Leo. You'll be all right. You are all right. It's fine. Remain calm. This brings us to the runestone seed of Sowilo, that again is going in the exact opposite direction you would normally have it proceed. For you, it's going sideways. This is due to an let it stand milieu. Plus, observation equals the right thing to do knowledge. The equation used by the lion to study the behavior of all creatures, then employing a subsequent attempt to dodge the proverbial bullet, so that both Leo and those cared for are safe. Right here, people are saying, okay, let's go. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's go. And you are perfectly willing to. Okay. And then they're not there. Leo, you're always willing to arrive. You show up, Leo. Females and males, you show up. Other people don't so much. Let's see who does. Okay, back to virtual transmission. This is quite necessary to forego any conclusions that the will here discussed is in any way malleable to anything other than planetary influences set in constant motion by the higher powers of Prime Creatrix and Prime Creator, who exist in the shadow of the Prime Exalter and the Prime Exaltrix. Health matters are thrilling and exciting for the Lion in November. The runestone seed, number 1 of Fehu, rushes towards the allocation of newfound freedom granted from the treasury of biotech ready for those who would grab the holographic ring of transhumanism. If Virgin America Airlines can fly the upper echelons to the moon and beyond, then why not give those who remain on planet a new plaything such as holographic entertainment? At least let us have that. By the same token, physicians can now begin to rival nature by mimicking her so well. Those in need of true healing of body and brain can acquire just that. Miracles can be attained by simple, unrelenting trust in divine providence, or it can be gotten by the provisions of the mind of man. Humans have come to Earth to combine the DNA of Cain and Abel, to deliver a new faith and religion to humankind, where both consciousness called soul and purpose called spirit is found infused inseparably into matter, granting immortality to those who desire and merit such a state of being. Now, who merits what? Who merits what? You merit what you want. If you don't want immortality and you don't want immortal consciousness, then you don't merit it. If you don't need it, if you don't want it, what's the difference? I don't know. You can figure it out. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. You have immortal consciousness, Leo. You're not into annihilation, as others are. So, let them annihilate themselves, and you be immortal. Very simple. Don't insist that they live forever if they don't want to. It's not necessary. If they don't want to live forever, and they don't want to have immortal consciousness, and they want the reincarnating ego, which is nothing wrong with it. If you want them to reincarnate their ego unconsciously, it'll surprise me. You know, you're not bored, Leo. They are. So they bore themselves. So just let them go ahead and do what they want to do. You don't need to save them. Right now, save yourself. You don't need to save other Leos either. Just save yourself. The Lion will see that the entire month of November is very energizing and very activity-oriented. So just pace yourself. As a result of the Thanksgiving holiday seasonal dinners and events Leo enjoys so much. Enjoy the turkey, mashed potatoes, and cranberry sauce. Okay. And don't forget the pumpkin pie for your health, vitality, vim, and vigor. Be wise, be well, be all you are meant to be, Leo, and you already are. Your divine tone of I will gives into the higher universal will that you forgot you were in tune with until November's angel brought in a novel north wind to refresh your mind. Go figure. Thank you for joining us, Leo, and join us again next month.